Okay, to get the domain and range, I'm always looking to the left. How far does this go? If there is an arrow that slightly points left, it still points left. So that arrow points all the way to negative infinity. And then to the right to positive infinity. Right? So we also call that all real numbers. On the range, going down and up, start at the bottom. This arrow points down, that arrow points up. So that's the same thing, negative infinity to positive infinity. I don't know why I'm having trouble drawing infinities. And again, that's all real numbers. This could be like x such that, and all this. Right? And here y such that, y is all real numbers. But I'll just write the normal stuff quickly. This one, left and right, all real numbers to infinity. But from the bottom to top, it starts right here at 0, right? There's nothing below it, and then it goes up to infinity. Does it touch the 0? Yes. Actually touches the 0. Okay, so this is y is greater than or equal to 0. It starts at 0, equals 0, and then it's bigger. Square root. This one's special. If I'm going left to right, it doesn't start over here. It starts right here at 0 and goes all the way to infinity because it points to the left. And it has a dot there, so I put equal to. Okay, this is going to be very important on the test. From bottom to top, it starts at 0 and goes up because the arrow slightly points up, so it's still going to keep growing bigger. That's 0 to infinity. And again, the way we write that is x is greater than or equal to 0. Y is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? Now this has arrow pointing left. Even though it's slightly left, it's going left, going right. Infinity to negative, or negative infinity to infinity. All real numbers. Has an arrow down, arrow up. Negative infinity to infinity. All real numbers. This, even though it's twisted sideways, is the exact same thing. Has an arrow that goes left, has an arrow that goes right. It's all real numbers. Has an arrow that goes down, has an arrow that goes up. It's all real numbers. So even though you don't see it going all the way down, it does. The only time that will change is these where you have your asymptotes, and those will be special. Again, arrow left, arrow right. All real numbers. But it starts at 0 and goes up to infinity. Again, there's a dot, so I include the 0. Okay, everything is included so far. We haven't had asymptotes. These last three have asymptotes. So this is y is greater than or equal to 0. Now, when they don't actually touch the 0, that's different. Still, we have an arrow left and the arrow going right. So this one is negative infinity to infinity. But from the bottom to top, it starts at 0, but it has an asymptote, but it doesn't actually touch the 0. So we put a parentheses on that one. It's to infinity. How do I show that here? I put y is greater than 0, but I don't put the equals because it never touches. Logarithmic is the same thing, just for the range and domain flip. Right here it points down forever, so that's negative infinity. Points up, so that's infinity. I'm sorry, I just said it was flipping. It doesn't go left all the way. It starts at 0 and goes to infinity. And with the asymptote, it doesn't touch the 0, so we put a parentheses. This says that x is greater than 0, but not equal. Now, on the range, it goes all the way down to negative infinity and up to positive infinity. So again, different. These two flipped, right? This is all real numbers. And then the last one is the very special one. It's got the union. It has two different parts, so you have to have two different domains, two different ranges. The domain, it points left to negative infinity, but then it stops right here at 0. So I'm doing this piece. stops at 0. And the asymptote says it doesn't touch. Then we put union. The next part picks up at 0 and goes all the way to infinity. So on this one, x is greater than 0 or x is less than 0. Either one. And for the range, if I look at it, it's the same thing. It points to negative infinity, stops at 0, then picks up again at the top on 0 right here and goes up to infinity. So y is also greater than 0 or y is less than 0. Okay, make sure we get these notes because these will come up on the test.